Alright, so you might want to sit down for this one, because Johnny Depp just dropped a photo that broke the internet. I mean, seriously, people cannot stop talking about it. It's all over Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. You know when something so unexpected happens that you have to scroll back up just to make sure you saw it, right? Yeah, that's exactly what's going on right now. One photo, millions of reactions, and everyone's saying the same thing. Wait, that's Johnny Depp? The internet basically exploded overnight. Fans are in shock, Hollywood insiders are buzzing, and people who hadn't talked about Johnny Depp in months are suddenly obsessed again. It's wild. And honestly, you don't even have to be a movie person to feel the hype. This is one of those moments where everyone's got an opinion. So what's actually happening? Why did one single photo get this much attention? And what does it say about Johnny Depp right now? The man, the myth, the Hollywood legend who's somehow back in the spotlight again. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you've been anywhere near social media, you've probably seen it already. The photo everyone's talking about shows Johnny with silver hair, a full beard, and this super chill, classy energy. Gone are the messy bandanas, the rock star eyeliner, and the layers of jewelry we all associate with him. Instead, we've got this calm, confident, mature version of Johnny, the kind of look that makes you stop and think, okay, this man just entered his elegant era. And the internet? Lost its mind. Within minutes, fan accounts were reposting it. Tweets started flooding in, some saying he looks unrecognizable, others saying he's never looked better. You know how it goes. People started making memes, comparisons, theories. It was chaos in the most entertaining way possible. Some fans were emotional about it. They said things like, "Our pirate grew up," or "He looks like the cool professor everyone secretly has a crush on." Others went straight for the humor. "Someone tell George Clooney he's got competition." And honestly, they weren't wrong. Johnny's new look has that same timeless charm. Older, wiser, but still mysterious in that only Johnny Depp can pull this off kind of way. But then came the theories. Oh boy, the theories. People started asking, is this part of a new movie? Is he reinventing himself? Is this the big Hollywood comeback we've all been waiting for? And to be fair, those are all pretty good questions. Because when someone like Johnny Depp suddenly changes his look so drastically, there's usually a story behind it. So here's what we know. This isn't just some random selfie or red carpet shot. The photo is actually connected to a new project Johnny's working on, a film called Day Drinker, directed by Mark Webb and co-starring Penélope Cruz. Now, even if you don't follow Hollywood news, that's a pretty big deal. Mark Webb is known for his cinematic style, and Penélope Cruz is, well, Penelope Cruz. Pairing her with Johnny again, it's no wonder people are excited. This photo seems to be part of that. A behind-the-scenes or promotional shot that shows off his new character. But even knowing that, fans aren't talking about the movie. They're talking about him. The vibe, the transformation, the energy shift, and you can see why. Johnny's been through so much in the past few years. Public trials, endless headlines, personal struggles, career pauses. For a while, it felt like he stepped away from Hollywood completely. So when this new image appeared, it wasn't just about how he looked. It was about what it symbolized, like a quiet message saying, I'm still here, still standing, still doing my thing, and that's powerful. Because if you think about it, Johnny Depp has always been more than just an actor. He's a mood, a vibe, a walking mystery. He's one of those rare stars who can disappear for a bit and still hold the world's attention when he returns. And this photo reminded everyone exactly why. Now let's be real. Whenever something like this happens online, the rumors come in fast. People start analyzing every little detail. Someone zooms in on his beard and says, he's hiding his age. Another person claims it's AI generated. Someone else insists it's all part of a publicity stunt. Classic internet chaos, but let's clear a few things up. First, no, he's not hiding his age. In fact, he's doing the opposite. That salt and pepper look? That's confidence. That's someone saying, yeah, I've lived a life, and I'm not trying to pretend otherwise. It's mature, authentic, and actually kind of refreshing in a world where everyone's trying to look 22 forever. Second, no, it's not AI. This is 100% real. The photo was taken as part of the Day Drinker film project, and multiple outlets confirmed it. So sorry, conspiracy theorists, no deepfake here. And third, as for the publicity stunt theory, maybe there's some truth to that one. But honestly, what's wrong with that? Every star needs a reset moment, a way to shift how people see them. And after everything Johnny's been through, this might just be his way of taking control of the narrative again. It's smart, it's subtle, and it's clearly working, because everyone's talking about it. Now let's talk about why this moment feels different. Because it's not just a new photo, it's a turning point. This isn't the wild, chaotic Johnny we saw in the tabloids for years. This is someone who seems calmer, grounded, peaceful even. He's not trying to shock anyone. He's just being... And somehow, that's what shocked everyone the most, and you can see how fans are reacting to that. People aren't mocking him. They're celebrating him. There's this sense of nostalgia, like we all grew up with him. Through Pirates of the Caribbean, Edward Scissorhands, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and now we're seeing him step into this new, mature version of himself. It feels personal. Plus, let's not forget the Penélope Cruz factor. Johnny and Penelope have worked together before, in movies like Blow and Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, and people loved their chemistry. Seeing them team up again adds a layer of excitement, especially for longtime fans. It's like a reunion we didn't know we needed until now. Industry insiders say the timing of this photo wasn't an accident. Apparently, the image was released right when the Day Drinker production started building momentum. Perfect timing to get people curious, right? It's not just about Johnny's look. It's about building buzz for the project, getting Hollywood's attention, and letting audiences know he's stepping back into the spotlight on his own terms. And honestly, it's working. Studio heads are watching. Fans are talking. Even people who once thought Johnny's career was over are now wondering, is he making a comeback? And that's exactly how it happens. One small move that shifts the entire conversation. Now here's something interesting. People who've worked with Johnny recently say he's more relaxed than he's been in years. He's focusing on creativity again, taking roles he genuinely believes in, surrounding himself with people he trusts. It's not about the fame anymore. It's about the work. And that's probably why this image feels so authentic. It's not forced. It's not trying too hard. It's just him. That's also why the reactions feel so emotional. Fans aren't just reacting to a photo, they're reacting to what it represents. Resilience, reinvention, growth. For so long, Johnny was at the center of media storms. Stories about his personal life, court battles, all of it. But now, with one quiet image, he's changed the entire tone of the conversation. Suddenly, we're not talking about scandals. We're talking about artistry, about image, about legacy, and that's huge. Because in Hollywood, very few people get the chance to control their comeback story. Usually, once the media turns on someone, that's it. But Johnny? He's always had that mysterious X factor. That ability to turn controversy into curiosity. To turn absence into anticipation. Now let's touch on the fans again, because their reactions say everything. On social media, people are sharing old photos of him side by side with the new one, talking about how much he's changed and how much he stayed the same. You see comments like, "And he aged like fine wine," "He looks peaceful for the first time in forever," and "It's giving main character energy." And maybe that's why this story connects with people so deeply. It's relatable. We've all gone through phases in life. Times where we've had to start over, reinvent ourselves, move past old versions of who we used to be. Johnny's just doing it on a global scale. It's a reminder that you can go through chaos, survive it, and still come out looking, well, pretty darn good. Behind the scenes, there's also been talk that this look isn't just for the movie. People who've seen him recently say he's actually dressing like this in real life now. Toned down, classy, kind of quiet luxury vibes. No flashy rings or wild outfits, just simplicity. Maybe that's part of the evolution, and here's another layer. When stars hit this stage in their career, it's often less about chasing fame and more about creating meaning. You get the sense that Johnny's not trying to reclaim his old status. He's redefining what success looks like for him. It's not about being the biggest star in the room anymore. It's about peace, creativity, and maybe even redemption. At this point in his life, Johnny seems to be choosing quality over quantity. Gone are the days of back-to-back blockbuster films, press tours, and the constant chaos of celebrity life. Now he's more intentional. He's slowing down, picking projects that speak to him on a deeper level, the kind that make him feel something rather than just make headlines. And you can sense it in everything about him. The way he dresses, the way he carries himself, even the calmness in his eyes in that photo. There's a man who's found a certain kind of quiet, the kind that only comes after years of noise. It's almost poetic, really. For so long, Johnny Depp's identity was wrapped up in larger-than-life characters, pirates, outsiders, rebels. But now the real Johnny is becoming the story. The man behind the characters. Someone who's seen the highs of stardom and the lows of public scrutiny and has somehow made peace with both. He's no longer chasing applause. He's creating art for the sake of art. When actors reach this stage, it's like they stop performing for the world and start performing for themselves again. That's where the magic happens, when it's no longer about impressing anyone but expressing something honest. And maybe that's what Johnny's doing now, finding meaning in the craft, reconnecting with the raw emotion that made him fall in love with acting in the first place. There's also this quiet strength about him, a sense that he's accepted everything that's happened, the fame, the failures, the controversies, and learned from it. That's something rare in Hollywood, where reinvention usually means denial. But for Johnny, reinvention seems to mean acceptance. It's not about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about growing beyond it. You can almost feel that shift in the way people are responding to him. The conversation has changed. It's less about the drama and more about admiration. People respect the resilience. They see a man who's been through storms and come out with scars, yes, but also with wisdom. And that's inspiring. He's no longer the rebel without a cause. He's the artist who found his calm. Maybe that's what true success looks like for him now. Not box office numbers or magazine covers, but peace of mind. The ability to wake up in the morning and do what he loves without the noise of the world drowning it out. It's about legacy, not in the sense of fame, but in the sense of leaving behind something that matters. Something real, something that lasts, and in that way Johnny Depp's journey feels like it's come full circle. From misunderstood outsider to global superstar to someone quietly finding meaning again. It's not the kind of success that makes breaking news, it's the kind that makes inner peace. And maybe that's the most powerful kind there is. So what does all this mean for his career? Well, let's break it down. First, it reintroduces him to Hollywood in a completely new light. After years of being seen through the lens of controversy, this photo reminds people of the artist, the actor, the performer, the legend. Second, it tells studios that he's still bankable. Because let's face it, if one photo can break the internet, imagine what a full-blown movie campaign can do. And third, it gives fans a new chapter to root for. A chance to fall in love with him all over again, but this time in a more grounded way. And look, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it almost feels like poetic timing. For years, Johnny was known for playing characters who were misunderstood, eccentric, or out of place, and now, in real life, he's become that in a way. Only now he's finding peace in it. There's also a little-known detail that adds even more depth. People close to the Day Drinker production have hinted that the film's story mirrors some of Johnny's real life. It's about reflection, change, and identity. So maybe this isn't just a movie role. Maybe it's personal. And whether that's intentional or not, it's working. Because suddenly, everyone wants to see what he does next. The photo created curiosity loops, little hooks that keep people checking back for more. Fans are already saying things like, if this is how he looks in the movie, imagine what the trailer's gonna be like. Others are predicting interviews, red carpets, maybe even award buzz. The excitement is real. Now, beyond all the glitz and gossip, there's something kind of wholesome about this story. Because it's not about drama or controversy. It's about reinvention. A man who's been through the fire and come out calmer, older, wiser, and still magnetic. It's about growth, and that's something everyone can relate to. Even if you've never watched a single Johnny Depp movie. But okay, let's bring it back to the internet for a second, because the memes alone deserve their own award. You've got side-by-sides of Pirates-era Johnny versus Silver Fox Johnny. You've got people joking, This man went from rock star to retired art professor, and it works. You've got fans calling him the ultimate comeback dad. It's hilarious and kind of heartwarming, and underneath all the humor there's admiration. People respect the transformation, because it's not easy to change when the world's watching, and even harder when the world has already made up its mind about you. But somehow Johnny managed to flip the script, not with words, not with press statements, just with a single image. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about what might be coming next. The buzz around Daydrinker is growing, and sources say we might get more behind-the-scenes clips soon. There are whispers about interviews, maybe even a film festival appearance later this year. And if that happens, expect another internet storm. Because if one picture caused this much reaction, imagine what a full media rollout will do. So yeah, Johnny Depp's latest photo didn't just break the internet. It reminded everyone why he's still one of the most fascinating figures in Hollywood. It showed a new side of him, mature, confident, unbothered, and proved that reinvention doesn't always need a speech. Sometimes it just needs one good picture. And now I'm curious what you think. Is this his best look yet? Do you like this calm, refined Johnny, or do you miss the wild, eccentric energy from his old days? Drop your thoughts down below. I want to hear all of it. If you love stories like this, about transformation, comebacks, and those moments that make the internet lose its mind, you should definitely stick around. My next video dives into other celebs who pulled off complete reinventions and shocked everyone. Trust me, you'll want to see that one. And hey, if you enjoyed hanging out and chatting about this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you never miss the next big pop culture moment we break down together. Because if Johnny Depp can make the whole internet stop with one photo, who knows what's coming next week?